Attack on Titan's main protagonist Eren Yeager has one of the most insane level of character development of all the animes out there. As the final season has started airing from December 7th, 2020, each new episode is blowing my mind. The maturity in his behavior has gone too far. From being a reactive punky little brat who just want to save humanity by killing all the titans to a badass motherfucker. He is cold, violent and very determined. I still don't realize if he is still a protagonist or an antagonist. Let's just pause for a moment and see that we have come from here to here. Oh my god, this is freaking awesome. We are actually getting Attack on Titan as a complete anime. Enough of other matters, now let's see how far Eren's character has gone. Let's start from the beginning. In the first episode of season 1, we saw Eren as a 10-year-old kid along with Mikasa and Armin. He was desperate to join in Survey Corps and kill all the existing titans. But after a sudden break of Wall Maria by Colossal Titan, with that, her mother got eaten by a Smiling Titan. Yeah, just bear with me. It turned out he was a victim of the situation, just as a general protagonist of every shonen anime. But I was wrong, as we have seen the season 4 and we also know what actually lies behind the walls and on the other side of the ocean, which is Marley. When we shift the perspective as a person from the outside of the wall, we get to see a fact that Eren was a villain right from the beginning. He's actually both hero and a villain. He is a beloved hero for the Paradise Island and the most wanted villain for the Marley. But I suspect something beyond imagination is gonna unfold in the upcoming episodes of season 4. We have no idea what Hajime Isayama is gonna do with Eren. 1. Eren's core rule of life. Freedom. If you have observed Eren all the time, he had one constant thing running in his head. All he really cares about is freedom to live. If anyone comes in his way to take his freedom, he doesn't even hesitate to kill. We can see a detailed look in the season 1 episode 6, where Eren saves Mikasa from the kidnappers. He killed those kidnappers without any hesitation. Similarly, again we get to see the same kind of theme in season 1 episode 5. He was eaten by a titan and was at the final moments of his death. He still said, "I want to kill every single titan with my own hands." And then my boy Eren transformed into the attack titan and killed every single one of them. Throughout the series, we get to see it as a common quality of Eren. All he really cares about is freedom to live. In season 3 episode 22, when he finally understood that there is no freedom even on the other side of the sea, he turned into a genocide to kill every last one of them. 2. His behavior. Eren was always a reactive guy. He just goes without thinking a bit and gets into trouble. In season 1, 2 and 3, it was clearly shown how immature and careless his actions were, despite of his intentions. We can see his reactive nature in season 1 episode 5, where he ended up fighting with Eren after having a little conversation. Next, when Levi's whole squad wiped out by the female titan, he rushed up and fought with her, and ended up failing in his turn. Again, in season 2, when Reiner and Bertolt kidnapped Eren and Ymir, Eren was just rushing his acts, instead of thinking what would be the best way to attack them. In season 3, when Rodriguez kidnapped Eren and Historia to take back the founding titan from Eren, he just did everything he could, but deep down he realized that there is no way of getting back from death. Thanks to our queen Historia, who realized that she wasn't going to save humanity and rescued Eren. From then, some kind of thought started in Eren's mind to take time to think and attack. And in season 4, Eren is completely different. He consciously knows what he is doing irrespective of the outcome. The scenes from the season 4 thrilled me down. I love this Eren being analytical and understanding the situation beforehand. Have a look how Eren figured out the Warhammer Titan shifter here. He is observing everything, and on top of all, he is cool, has no fear, no aggressiveness. It's like nothing bothers him except his goal. And again, when the Jaw Titan attacked him to save Warhammer Titan, he understood the power of Jaw and he literally used him as a nutcracker to break the crystal and eat the Warhammer Titan. Seriously, look how insane he went. Well, the Gillard Pork, the Jaw Titan's holder, is acting similarly as the young Eren from season 1, 2 and 3. 3. Weird fighting alone mindset. Well, if you have noticed in season 1 when Eren came out from his titan form and lost his consciousness, he was surrounded by all the comrades and officials who were shivering down with fear to know that their buddy is also a titan. Mikasa and Armin stood beside to protect Eren. But when the commander gave signal to launch the cannonball, Eren saw his memories where his father was saying him to control the powers because you have to save Mikasa's life, Armin's life and everyone else. That very sentence filled his mind, then made up himself to fight alone with the titans and save others. Which is a bit pain in ass. As you might have observed that Eren never won a single fight alone. Never in the history of Attack on Titan he made a single win alone. Hannes also mentioned this to Mikasa and Armin when Reiner and Berthurthe kidnapped Eren. We get to see a short glimpse in OVA episodes where Eren was dying to lift a box and Mikasa was carrying 3 of them in a single go without any feeling of pain and effort. He was jealous of her and refused to take help. By the way, the little boy Eren never won alone, it's absolutely correct. But he never gave up. He stood up every single time. So, what happened to him in Season 4 and how did he exactly change? In Season 3, when Historia saved Eren, then all the other members of Levi unit came to rescue him. At that time, he had no choice but to protect them. So he grabbed the hardening liquid serum and turned into a crystal version. After that, he felt he was nothing without the Titan power. In brief, he recalled his horrifying childhood memories by seeing those little children and switched his mind. When Commander Erwin and everyone others head to Shingania district, he clearly said to himself, I can do this. No, we can do this. And in Season 4, my god, he is very analytical. When Warhammer Titan asked for his final words, he calls Mikasa to do the job. Similarly, he orders Mikasa to distract the Warhammer Titan to observe its weakness. He had a complete understanding about himself and all his powers. He lets others play their role and he focuses on the main one. And now, he is no more the guy who thinks he can do everything all by himself. 4. Control over his powers. Unlike any other Titan shifter, Eren did not receive any kind of training to control and use his Titan abilities. We all need to consider the fact that he had no idea that he was also a Titan shifter. All he did was experimenting himself in a chaotic situation to save his fellow comrades. He sucked every single time. When the time finally came to fight with Annie, without thinking about the hardening ability that Annie got, he went wild on her, taking the revenge of every soldier she killed. He also got to use the coordinates with the touch of his stepmother, who is of a royal bloodline. Oh yeah, welcome back Smelling Titan. He learned all the Titan abilities by himself. To transform into a Titan, he needs a will of transformation and a wound with blood. Titan hardening, regeneration, reading the memories of other Titan shifters within him, and most of the other stuff. One main thing which he had mastered in this way was his usage of energy and the control of his power. Whenever he comes out from the Titan form, he almost collapses and loses his consciousness, till the Season 3. In Season 4, he was crazy as hell. He consecutively transformed into Titan for 3 fucking times. Gillard and Peak were also stunned by his control over Titan abilities. Of all the Titans, Eren had more experience in using his Titans all the way. And now, Eren possesses 3 Titans in him, which makes him dangerously powerful. Well, that's it for this video. If you know any other aspects of Eren's character development, make sure to comment down below. I would love to read your comments. Make sure to subscribe because there's a lot of content coming on Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone, Promised Neverland and other animes. Alright then, stay tuned for next video.